DJ Hot and them booking committee know that can go down at any point in time. And B-Boy knows damn well he stepped in the ring with me, and so has Drake Younger's ass. So, hey, I'm good for homies with both of them cats, but I'll definitely fucking throw down with anybody you put me in the ring with, and I've already proven that fact over the last 15 years.
Well, it's true, because if we look at what you've done, you've already got, 2 JCW reigns. You've got 2 King of the Death matches. You've got 2 IWA Mid-South Heavyweight Championship reigns. What else? I mean, I'm sure you've got all kinds of other stuff. You won the Carnage Cup. Didn't you win that before?
Well, you won the Carnage Cup. I was PW's World Heavyweight Champion. I had their hardcore belt there, too. I've been a world champ of every federation I've ever been in.
Well, there you go. And so let's get this going then, man. Let's have some JCW versus CZW. Was CZW versus a Ring of Honor with, that was big money. You know, when they had their big feud, that was a lot of money.
They sure did. They sure did. That was a nice little run for both companies, man. That was good. For the wrestling fans, that was a dream come true right there.
And there's nobody more hardcore. I mean, if you think about the hardcore fans of JCW, CZW, there can't be more hardcore fans of both federations. I mean, the JC fans, the Juggalos, are absurdly rabid and insane, and the CZW guys are just as whacked out, at least on the East Coast.
Yeah, no doubt, man. CZW's got some great fans, but if you want to go loyalty-wise, JCW shows up in numbers everywhere in the world. You know what I'm saying? CZW got to show up in Philly. See, the thing is, we can run a JCW show in L.A. and sell that bitch out. We can go to Salt Lake City and sell that bitch out. We can go to Florida and sell that bitch out. There ain't anywhere in the United States JCW don't show up and Juggalos don't pack that bitch.
Right. Well, I mean, I agree, but I'm just thinking for myself, I mean, I can't even go to it, because if you would go out to Philly, just say Philly, New York, like Washington, wherever CZW is popular, like 3 or 4 cities, and do those 3 or 4 cities with them, like how absurd would those DVDs be? I mean, they would just be insane, right? I mean,
no doubt. CZW and JCW ever combined together, that'd be probably some of the most craziest, ludicrous shows you'd ever seen in your mouth. I mean, I did have a nice little run of CZW when we did that big IWA invasion. When IWA invaded CZW, that was a nice little craziness shit that went down. But it'd be a whole different power level of JCW than CZW.
Right. I mean, JCW's fans, there are about 1 million times more of them, and there are, and they're more hardcore. A lot of the IWA, I mean, there can't be that much. I mean, I'm not even trying to talk shit or anything like that, but the IWA fans, there's not that many of them, because if you watch any of their DVDs, there's like 15 people in the audience. Then they run. Well, and the problem,
there's nowhere near comparison between IWA and JCW when it comes to that.
Well, and I'll tell you why. One reason why, because IWA does a lot of crazy shit too. And I mean, JCW just has a whole different thing. But IWA, especially the IWA Mid-South, I don't know what it is in Deep South or East Coast, whatever. But I know in the Midwest, in Mid-South, IWA Mid-South, whatever. They're in Mid-South, but they're in Indiana, which isn't South at all. But anyway, just you know what I'm saying. But they run in like little buildings with no booze, and nobody likes that kind of. Nobody likes that kind of event's going to show up when there's no booze available.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I think basically what they do is they just try to get that product out there. You know, if they can at least get it on DVD. They got a lot of guys that bust their ass there at IWA, and especially if you go back to the era when I was running there quite frequently with me and Punk, Hero, Mitch Page, Rolling Hard, with Pondo, you know, when the deathmatch style was making an impact before CZW was even doing the crazy shit, you know what I'm saying? The beginning of IWA Mid-South was started that whole fucking era of hardcore wrestling. That's undeniably that shit's been put in the record books, you know, and then CZW kind of took their ultra-violence to a different level, and, you know, things ran from there, and Ian did his thing. I mean, I hadn't even been there since the last King of the Deathmatch tournament. Last time I was there, me and Masada went to an unbelievable round of the King of the Deathmatch finals, so unbelievable tournament.
Right. Well, let me introduce you to a guy. Now, Violence Jack, you're on the air, and I don't want you to mark out too hard. This is our own Juggalo guy. He loves JCW. Violence Jack, what do you have to say to the champ? This is your champ, you know?
What's up?
Nice. What's up there, Ninja?
I have to admit, Corporal Robinson, I'm recently converted. For years, I didn't understand the Juggalos. I thought to myself, like, man, these kids, who the fuck are these, trailer park trash kids? And then I read Violent J's book, Behind the Paint, and I thought to myself, man, this is going to be a funny read. This is going to be a bunch of nonsense and bullshit. And while I was reading it, I thought, I'm a fucking asshole. This is punk rock to the max. This is completely DIY, do it your fucking self. And these people don't give a fuck what anybody thinks about them. They're having more fun than all these fucking pretentious punk rockers combined. And they straight up don't give a fuck. And I realized for years I've been wrong. I've been the asshole. So
I appreciate that. You know, the thing about now with that new Bang Pow Boom album hit #2 Billboard, and then Spin Magazine came out with their apology to ICP and their version of, they were the same type way. A lot of people just thought this and thought that, and they've thrown out. But, saying Violent J, Shaggy 2 Dope are geniuses, you know what I'm saying? They built their own empire, by telling everybody else to fuck off. They stuck with what they loved. They did with what they wanted to do, and now we're blowing it up.
And Spin Magazine doesn't need to fucking, ICP doesn't fucking need them. They don't even need them.
Right. Exactly. We didn't need none of that to build. Joe and Joey didn't need none of that to build to their status. They got it now. They're on top of the world right now. Shit's doing great for Psychopathic Records. Shit is on the climb. JCW now is full-time again. We're just about to open up our own wrestling school. We're going to be filming TV every 3 weeks. That shit's going to go down. So we'll see what happens in the near future with, I'm sure there's a couple other wrestling powers out there a little bit worried that we stepped our game up.
Well, if you guys
K-Ross, Violent Check, Violent Check, let me bring on K-Ross real quick. I know he probably won't have anything good to say about you, Violent Check, but K-Ross from ADTV, what do you have to say? You want to talk to Corp?
Well, finally, Violence Jack admits he's an asshole. I've been trying to tell him that for like 2 months, but I got all kinds of stuff. This guy, I've never seen him in person. It's a pleasure to meet you. You sound like a huge, intimidating person. So I'm really not going to say anything bad about you. But
thank you very much, Rod.
I would like to see you guys prove it in California. ROH just came to California. They got some respect from me. I understand JCW and CZW, and there's a lot of big names, but we've got just as big, if not bigger, names over here on the West Side. And I don't know what it is, but we're hard over here, and
wait a minute, not to cut you off. Now, we love the West Coast. We come out there like Kevin Gill, one of the major senior referees out there. We're already talking about Kevin Gill. He runs a lot of shows out there in the California area, San Francisco area.
XCW out here.
Yep, and I know for a fact that we are right now talking to them about once we get the school rolling and everything running full time, about running shows everywhere. We're going to be running East Coast, West Coast, Texas. We're talking about running Louisiana. Talking about Nebraska. You know what I'm saying? We're about to hit this whole United States in a massive way.
Oh, well, I'm really excited to hear that. Sensei, let me cover the stuff that you wanted me to cover here. Something must be done about the big vagina women. We should get Violence Jack because I think he's their webmaster for their site. Sanjay Dutt on your show. I'm so proud of you. Greg the Hammer Valentine has changed his name to Mr. California Sucks. Christine Von Erie was on our Wrestling Reunion 4 video, which we absolutely took over, and I'm doing my best to get Gangrel and Rikishi on your show. And that's what I got.
Yeah, Dave's a great guy, man. Gangrel's a really good dude.
Yeah, they're actually their first-year reunion for Knox Pros out, and they're going to have an equivalent of a WWE house show out in Burbank.
Nice. Gangrel's a real fucking good talent. He's a great guy in the business. We use him a lot. He's a really good personal friend of mine. We use him a lot in JCW. You'll be seeing him a lot, especially when we're out there on the West Coast.
How do I find you on MySpace?
MySpace/Corporal Robinson.
Corporal Robinson. All right, man, I'm going to check you out.
There you go. Check it out. There's all kinds of videos and DVDs and all kinds of freshness on there.
Thanks a lot, Kate Ross, for all your interest in this. Ah, man, that guy always shits on you, Little Danzig. I mean, Violence Jack, sorry. That's my old co-host, Little Danzig. He used to shit on him, too, but now he shits on Violence Jack. Violence Jack is a ripoff of Violence Jack is a ripoff of